Welcome to another episode of the CHERIE MERCADO podcast. Kamusta po kayo? I hope you've been liking what you've been hearing on our podcast so far. At saka sa lahat ng mga programa ng Filipino TV, I hope you've been checking them out on our YouTube channel na nilaunch na natin. So dito po sa Filipino TV, we make a lot of programs and we want to cater to the interest of all the Filipino Canadians, no? So, actually all over the world. Pero binibigyan natin ng platform yung mga Filipino ethnicity na nakatira dito all over Canada para magkaroon din sila ng outlet for their expression, for their creativity, for their passions, or just the things they need to learn. So ito namang ating podcast ay one of the ways to get to know the Filipinos in the community. 'Di ba? So parang kwentuhan, ano bang mga buhay-buhay, kamusta ba sila, paano yung naging move nila dito sa Canada, paano yung mga struggles nila, or ano lang, it's basically just chikahan and kwentuhan. So I hope you enjoy another hour with us. And today we have a woman who I met one of the first, siguro hindi naman bagong-bago ako dito sa Canada when I met her, but she was referred to me because she's also an immigration consultant. And syempre, pag bagong dating ka sa Canada, meron akong mga tanong tungkol sa status, tungkol sa plano, all of these things. And she's been very helpful, extremely helpful, and I'm very thankful for that. Wala ngang usapan ng bayad nung una, walang mga and I really sensed like the sincerity in helping other people. And then when we met each other, nagkape kami na ang tagal, na parang, lumipas na pala yung oras, we didn't even notice the time pass. Kaya ngayon, she's asking, ano pag-usapan natin ng 1 hour? Sabi ko, hindi tayo mahihirapan dahil nung nagkape nga tayo, ang tagal natin nag-uusap, hindi ba? Anyway, I'd like to welcome to the FTV studios, Dearyll Gonzales.
Hi,
Dearyll.
CHERIE. Thank you for having me here.
Oo nga, salamat for coming out to the studio.
Yeah.
And
I was hesitant at first. This is my first time.
Thank you. Alam mo, ang laking pasalamat ko na yung mga hesitant, may rin, na naku-convince din to. I hope it's gonna be an enjoyable experience for you.
Yeah, I'm hoping to.
Bakit hesitant ka in the beginning?
I'm just, how do you call it? I'm not used to facing like cameras or videos. So, and I don't want to be like, I'm trying to avoid also like, getting comments about,
totoo yan.
So
totoo yan.
I have very...
Kasi who needs that toxicity minsan, di ba?
Right? Yeah.
Na parang minsan yung intention mo very pure or tumutulong ka lang.
Yeah, I want to be on the backstage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I want to be part of like the team na who works like pre-production, for example, or like runners around, but not really the one that's showing in front of on stage.
Actually, parang yan yung medyo nakuha kong vibe sa'yo because Dearyll also worked for the government in the Philippines and I see yung yung vibe niya na she's there making things happen pero hindi ikaw yung face in front of it.
Yeah, just a member of the team who works together for that. For the person who has the capacity or who has the credibility to face the public.
That's true, that's true. Pero in my repertorial days, na-realize ko, like for example, the senators, they sound so brilliant and they're...
Exactly.
Pero the team behind them,
exactly.
Sila talaga yung magaling.
Yeah.
At isa po si Dearyll doon.
It was long time ago.
She also worked for the Senate.
Oh, no, not the Senate, but I work with the Office of the President,
okay.
But it's for Mindanao. So before, it was the Mindanao Economic Development. Hold on. It's now Minda, but before it was Medco. Sorry for that. Yeah, so it was under former Secretary Dureza. And then so
this
from
is the
there,
administration of Dureza.
Gloria, former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, and then I think that was it. And then I moved to Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process, and then I work with the German Development Cooperation in Makati, and then from there I moved to the Anti-Terrorism Council under former President Aquino,
diba?
Benigno Pinoy.
Oo.
Yeah, so...
you get an idea. Siguro napakaraming alam ni Dearyll to be in those offices. But, okay, simulan muna natin dun sa move mo sa Canada. When did you move to Canada?
Oh my gosh. So, it was in 2011.
2011. So 12 years.
Yes.
Okay. Ano yung situation yun dun sa Philippines and why did you think of moving?
Siguro yung drive talaga was more on my son. So si Anton, he was only 3, and then I was thinking like parang I want a country na who will give him like better opportunities and it's safer for every one of us. So at that time, like the opportunities around is just so how do you call limited, and I just want to leave the country, and I feel like there are more like opportunities out there.
Oo. Ano ba yung mga naiisip mo for Anton before? Ano yung parang
it's more of probably on the financial side, because in the Philippines, if you want to get your son or your daughter to a very a nice school, you have to pay more, right? It has to be a private school. So elementary, high school. Because I experienced studying in a public school. Like 60 of, I'm not saying that public schools in the Philippines are not good. They are good as long as you are on the top sections. And the ratio of, like, for example, the books, one book is to 5 students. So it's just different. And 60 of you cramped in one room.
Right.
It's also different. So unless you send your child to a private school, then there is more room to learn and quality of like teaching, I would say. Yeah, so at the time, he was only 3. And I thought maybe Canada is the best place for him, where he can really learn more and he can, explore. When I was a kid, I loved to join like many groups. Learn how to like play everything, like.
So you're a very social kid.
Yeah.
Anong klaseng mga groups yan?
It's more on the street games.
Ay, oo. Yan ang mga namimiss ko talaga. Kasi
Diba?
gala din ako nung bata ako. Yung lalabas ka.
Exactly.
Yung mga kapitbahay mo.
Exactly.
Yung may grupo-grupo kayo.
Yeah, so you have the patintero kayo. And then pag full moon, di ba? So, meron kayong so I grew up in the South. So
ano yung mangyayari ng full moon?
Kasi it's pag full moon maliwanag. So magko-convene kami, labasan yung mga bata. Nandun kami sa barangay.
Sa hall, barangay hall.
Nandun yung basketball court, di ba? And then magdo-draw kami ng yung bilog. So
tubig ba yung ginagamit nyo?
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
gosh, parehong-pareho. Yung tabo, igaganon nyo ng tubig.
Yeah, so we call it like...
Ang saya noon, tapos lahat ng mga nasa loob. Di ba yung takbuhan, yung taya, yung nasa,
yes.
nasa
it was really fun.
Periphery nung bilog.
Diba? Ang saya.
So you didn't see that kind of, for Anton?
No, it's more of like, more of other skills. Like, other sports also. Na, alam mo yun, na-recognize siya. For example, medyo competitive kasi ako eh.
Okay.
Right? So... And I like really I love to play. Like I played volleyball, I played track and field at the time, and then I played tennis.
Grabe, brains and brawn pala, and beauty brains and brawn. I didn't know you were an athlete also.
And then when I went to university, I was like playing with the varsity team of UPLB, the basketball. So I played with at WNCAA back then. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Okay. Sabi nga kami kasi, I didn't grow up in a family that was sports-minded. My parents were both lawyers. They were very cerebral.
Oh, wow.
Parang aral-aral yung importante. But later on, nung nag-college na ako, tapos nung nagtatrabaho na ako, parang nag-cover pa ako ng sports. Sabi ko nga, siguro sa next life ko. And this I always tell my closest friends and my daughters na sabi ko, in my next life, I'm going to be a darn good dancer.
Wow.
And siguro nga an athlete. Get into sports early in my life. Sabi ng my husband is an athlete. He grew up like very sports-minded like you. Iba daw ang disiplina talagang
Yeah,
natuturo ng sports.
yeah, it's the discipline, and then like you get to know loving your team members as well. So there's friendship and there's respect. There's patience as well. So it's not like it's different when you're part of like the team. Because you get to respect each other, you get to respect your coach, you get to, so it's a training.
Maganda yung adjustment mo, no, socially. Yung hindi lang parang ikaw lang hindi lang your own needs yung iniisip mo.
Oh, yes. It is like the welfare of everyone in the team. Yeah, and then it's just so funny kasi si Anton, hindi siya sporty eh. So, in fact, high school siya ngayon, and then we encourage him to take an elective like the sports. So he took it, and then among his marks, yun ang pinakamababa niya. Hindi siya nagmana sa amin.
You and your husband are both sporty.
Oo, naglalaro din siya. Pero
pala nagbabadminton kayo ngayon.
Yeah. So si Anton lang hindi siya ganun. Siguro hindi din namin siya. In Canada, it's yun ang weakness ng mga bata. You don't get to play on the streets, like with other kids. You have to set or schedule like a playtime with your friends.
It's very structured.
That is the very like challenging part among the kids, because in the Philippines you can just go out and hey, your neighbor.
Hindi na rin ngayon
right?
Dati ganun. Or siguro in some places in the provinces. Pero nagiging structured na rin.
Exactly. So, here, parang okay na with the technology as well. Diba? Yung mga games nila online. So, happy na sila sa ganun. Unlike tayo before, gusto natin movement talaga. Papawisan ka, under the sun. Okay lang
baka
kahit
mahanap pa rin
ka.
ni Anton a little later on. Kasi
So, but now he's into fencing. So, he's okay. So,
kasi kanya-kanyang yan eh. In one of those sports, one of those things will catch your interest.
Yeah.
Diba? So you moved to Canada when you nag-apply kayo nung 3 years old. So how long did it take you?
That was
you get
one
here?
of the fastest. Because at that time, it was the transition period ng policy, ng immigration policy ng Canada. So I think we applied 2011, June of 2011. So it was their old policy. Now, remember, it was by occupation at the time. So, and then when we went to an agency to get an assessment of our eligibility, so it was first Paulo who was eligible. But the following day, Paulo, the following day, they changed the policy. So it was no longer the occupation, I think, but it was they have a cap. They changed the priority occupations. So the occupation ni Paolo is no longer there, and it was my occupation who was there. So I was the primary applicant. So that was June, and then immediately, like it was September, it was already lodged. The following year, we arrived in Canada.
June, tapos
August
2012 nandito na kayo?
2010 we applied.
Tapos
and then the following year, I think that was the time as well na yung mga old applicants, they returned previous applications because they want to start from the new program.
So fresh.
So we were one, like I think
skilled worker yan?
Yes, still under the federal skilled worker, but they have like I think 29 occupations at the time, like they're in-demand occupations. So it was so happened that my experience was one of those occupations.
Which one of your experiences? Yeah,
it was, I think, with government. Because we're more on like social work. Because at that time, we were assisting like UNDP, we were assisting World Bank, in delivering or monitoring projects in conflict-affected areas in Mindanao.
So iniwan mo yung work mo na yan.
But when I left the country, I was no longer there. I was with the Anti-Terrorism Council and the German Development Cooperation.
Which was still very fulfilling.
It was. I think that word is very important for me. Like, you feel yung fulfillment mo pag you made something na nakatulong sa tao. Alam mo yun? So, yun din sabi ng friend ko na I think kaya ka nagtumatagal sa ganyang work, Dearyll, kasi there's fulfillment after. Kasi nafe-feel mo yung change may empathy ka, nakaka-relate ka dun sa pinagdadaanan ng mga tao. And then, you have the genuine, intention
Desire,
to
oo.
help.
Oo.
It's just that, it's a different story din kasi you work on the ground, but remember the structure. You have this and then you have there. So policies, so when it changes, you cannot do anything.
Oo.
Right?
Oo.
So you were just also...
Yung mga pinaghirapan
Exactly.
mo, nakita mo rin na
Yeah, and then you cannot change
anong nangyayari.
everything.
Diba, I think when you get into that operation, nakita mo yung operation ng how things work
Yes.
in the bigger structures.
Yes.
No, na parang you want to join that kasi gusto mong mag-facilitate ng change. Nakaka-dishearten din, na lahat ng effort mo and then you see good people there also.
Yeah.
Pero nakikita mo rin yung not so good people there, di ba? And then the system, minsan paano mo i-beat yung system? How did you make peace with that? Yung parang, you've given all your talent and your intelligence, your time. Tapos parang in the end, hindi mo rin magagawa yung mga changes na gusto mong gawin.
Siguro lang, parang you just, hanggang dun ka lang talaga.
Mm-mm.
So you cannot please everyone or you cannot change everything. So, so, hayaan mo sila. May mga, let it go, you have to move on because you have life.
Yeah, at saka minsan may time din eh. Hindi pare-pareho yung timeline ng either tao or entities or countries or certain...
But I was so thankful for that experience. That was like an enlightenment. And that was a good training, really good training for me. Like when I started with the one in Mindanao in Medco, that was really, I have very good mentors, I would say that. And then that was really a very good training for me. Yeah, and then you get to know people on the ground. You get to know people kung sino talaga yung, alam mo yun, yung mga totoong dapat beneficiaries.
Oo.
Yeah.
So, pagdating mo ng Canada, ano yung naging first, how was your move? What was you didn't have a job yet, both you and Paolo, when you got here.
So, when we arrived, 2011, so pagdating namin, nakakatuwa kasi yung mga taong namimit namin, wag mo na kayo maghanap ng work. Kasi once you find the work, you won't have time to go around. Kasi ang busy na daw.
Pasyal muna.
So, pasyal muna kayo. So,
muna.
Niagara Falls. ito palang Niagara Falls. Okay. So, ito palang
I never get tired of Niagara Falls.
know,
Bakit ganun? Kahit lang beses mo na nakikita, no?
Every year you have to go there. It's the same. Yeah, so, ganon. And then, so we ask around.
Saan kayo nag-base? When you,
Toronto downtown.
So,
okay. So
right smack in the action,
Action talaga, nandun ka sa nasa sentro ka. So yun ang sabi kasi. So we have some friends now who are helping us. And then Paulo's uncle was also here, and then an aunt as well. So they were helping us to settle, and then we temporarily stayed at their place. And then probably I was one of the luckiest among the newcomers who found like a job in just 2 weeks.
Namasyal ka pa nun,
Nakamasyal pa ako nun. So, yeah. So, at first, it was challenging because we were just like looking for applying online. And I think umabot kami siguro mga 100 plus.
Na applications.
And it was difficult because...
Between the both of you or sa'yo lang?
Sa akin lang yun.
Okay.
Kasi you have to customize your resume.
Based on the
Based
company.
On the
pwedeng generic yan na
exactly, hindi siya generic. Tapos, sukata yun. From 12 pages na CV mo, dapat 1 page na lang.
Oo nga. Isa yan sa mga, this is the Canadian CV. Exactly. It has to be 1 page. What? 1 to 2 pages and then straight to the point, customized to the job posting na ginawa nila. Kasi tanggalin mo yung hindi nila kailangan. Kasi masyadong overwhelming. And you have also to check yung how do you call this? Qualification. Kasi if you are overqualified, huwag mo nang applyan.
Filter nila yan. Ang smart ng computer to filter that out. So, katay talaga. But
yun ang pinakamasakit yung overqualified ka. Parang willing na nga ako eh.
And there's one more thing. They require Canadian experience.
Ayun.
So how can you get that how do you call it? Like,
Paano ako magkakaroon ng Canadian experience?
Exactly.
Hindi nyo nga ako binibigyan ng chance. How do I? Okay.
Diba? So, we were able to attend an immigrant serving nonprofit organization. There was a session on like cold calling, how to prepare a resume. So, we attended that. We got lost at first and then we almost gave up. But then, I think this is it. So,
Like
so we made
physically
it.
looking for the
Exactly.
place.
So, we went there. So, we attended that because I was so tired already, like more than a week of clicking and reviewing. And then we were like pushing Anton on the stroller while doing also some physical, visit on those offices. So we attended, and it so happened that the facilitator was, he was also observing. So after that, I think 2 days after, I got a call from him. So he said, Dearyll, you want to apply? I have a client who's looking for an administrative assistant. It's a nonprofit organization. If you want, when are you available to attend the interview? And I said, now.
Yeah.
What, right? Why would I delay it? Like, I've been waiting for that. So now. So it was really like after an hour. I went to St. Clair, St. Clair and Young. So I got the interview.
And that was your first job?
That was my first job.
Okay.
Yeah. And I stayed there for like until 2015.
Okay.
So it was the longest, I think, that I stayed. So it was a very nice
That's good.
office. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they have to close in 2015. So that's why I had to leave.
Pero how's the pay in a non-profit organization? Mas mababa ba? Or
I
is
was
it
working
competitive?
on their non-profit organization arm, but the funds that they gave me for my salary was actually coming from their investment fund. So it's not actually from the.
Okay,
from
so
the,
it was pretty much market rate.
Yeah. It was like it was $18 per hour at the time.
At that
so it was
time.
high. But as a newcomer in 2011, so I that's why I'm saying I'm one of those luckiest,
luckier ones.
newcomers. So I didn't get to. I immediately work in the office. Yeah, and I stayed there. Like I got the benefits immediately after 3 months.
Oh, okay.
For myself and for my family members. So
okay. After that, how did you get into
immigration?
Nag-immigration.
Okay, yeah. So that was 4 years, 2011. Yeah, 4 years, right? 12,
to 2015.
14, yeah, 4 years. And then I decided to. I really like helping people. So and then at the time, I get questions about Dearyll. What do you think of coming to Canada? So I get a chance to scroll the website of IRCC, and I like reading, learning new things. And I'm amazed with the information available online. Like everything is there. You just have to know what you're looking for, right? Because if you know what you're looking for, you will definitely find the answer. So it's difficult when you don't know what to do and you don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So in my case,
pero ang hirap kasi maghanap ng information eh. I mean, there are a lot of branches na parang like I needed guidance with that.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm a research-based person. I do research as part of my job, pero lito pa rin. At saka you have to double check, tama ba? Ito yung interpretation ko, but is that correct?
Yeah, you just have to make sure you're on the official website. And it's updated. It's current. So yeah, that was the how do you call the trigger. And then I thought, maybe I could try studying since I'm not working. And then I'm not in a rush to find a new work, then maybe this is my break. This is the opportunity for me to
kasi
learn.
nung nagsara yung office. So you had a break and then you wanted to learn something
So
new.
I enrolled. At the time, the tuition wasn't that bad. So I withdraw some of my RSP contribution for the tuition. And then it was 6 months remote. So it was online learning, and then after that,
wala pang COVID nun, online
wala pang
na siya.
COVID, yeah. So because the school is based in Vancouver, so and I like the design, the courses they showed. So I compared it with other
Hilig ka
providers.
talaga mag-aral, ano?
Hindi naman, mahilig lang akong makimarites. Makimarites. Mahilig lang akong magtanong, siguro. I sabi ko, parang, bakit ganun? So, I have to start, looking for information. So, parang nakita ko sa kabila, ito sinasabi, bakit, anong difference? Diba? So, bakit to nag-offer niya ganito? Bakit ito iba? So, you have to pick yung what would best fit yung, alam mo yun, yung need mo. So, syempre, focus pa rin. Tapos, syempre, yung finances mo, kaya ko ba to? Diba? So, and then yung timeline, yung schedule, kaya ko ba itong tapusin on time? So, yeah, and then I took the test, the licensure. So, I started May, and then I finished September, I guess. And then I took the licensure December, and I passed. So,
so
it was a huge blessing.
And
Yeah.
you became a registered immigration consultant.
Yeah, regulated Canadian immigration consultant.
RCIC.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Ano yan, nire-renew ba yan every kailan, every year?
It's like you have requirements to maintain your standing in good to have a how do you call it in good standing. In good standing. You have to be in good standing status with a regulatory body. So right now we have a regulatory body, yun yung it's ICC, yeah, because it was renamed, it was changed. So we are under like a college of immigration consultants of Canada. So yeah, so you have to, like, there are certain requirements you have to maintain, like attending like the one like the PRC in the Philippines. So you have to attend this professional development subjects or courses. So certain number of hours that you have to complete, and they have the audit. And you make sure you follow you make sure you follow their guidelines in maintaining the records of your clients, confidentiality, something like that.
I can totally see now, no, the past 30 minutes we've been talking. I can totally see why. Yeah, sabi sa'yo, hindi mo mapapansin. What do you call this? No, I can see why somebody like you is mas bagay sa Canada. Hindi kasi, I mean, maraming kagaya mo. I can even say me, kagaya natin, na parang we have so much to offer. Tapos parang at a certain point, may ceiling na yung growth mo. Parang may, for certain people, I'm not saying for everything, and I'm not saying na hindi bagay ang Pilipinas for everyone. Di ba? Pero like us, ako, I can say that I'm my love for the Philippines is something that cannot be questioned.
Exactly.
But like, why am I in Canada?
Yeah.
For example, it's hindi ibig sabihin hindi mo na mahal yung bayan mo
oo naman.
Hindi ba?
Yeah.
Na parang kasi yan yung parang, malus ka ng Canada. Lalo na kasi I also worked for the government.
Exactly,
diba? Tapos parang, I had invitations to go back to the government after, before, it was yung choice ko na parang leaving Canada, and I had offers in the government. Parang, iiwanan mo na yung Pilipinas. Parang may mga ganyan, yung mga nag-o-offer ng government job. Parang, you can still do a lot for the government dito. Bakit iniwanan mo na? Bakit nasa Canada ka na? But there are things na parang your skills, the things that you're yearning for to learn and to give, na may ibang environment na mas nurture yun. Makes you a better person. And then, binabalik mo rin naman
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah. You feel like you are needed, and at the same time, you can give also back. Right? So in the Philippines, you can, it's not enough to just give and give from your end, because you get tired.
Nade-deplete ka
right?
no?
You get tired. You need reinforcement.
Tama ka.
Right?
Dito may nababalik sa'yo.
Yeah. So,
tsaka may affirmation, may konting nung
income
mga
tax,
skills mo.
For example, income tax return, right?
Totoo.
So you don't get that in the Philippines.
Totoo. Oo nga, no? I never thought of it that
income,
way.
just like,
may binabalik kasi
so people
sa'yo.
would understand. Like, this is the very basic, like, information, like for income tax return. In Canada, it's one of those, like, for me, I'm get excited to file my income tax, because I know I have credits and I get some of my money back based on what I paid or what our family paid in the past year. But in the Philippines, it's not. It's I think I'm not sure how it works, but I think the office is the one like submitting it. I don't know how it works now, but before, it's the office and you don't really get anything back the end of the year or what. So,
Huwag na natin pag-usapan ng kung saan napupunta ang taxes.
exactly. No. I'm just saying how the system works.
No, totoo,
So how the system
totoo.
works, and then yeah, and this is for me, like for a common, like an ordinary person, a hardworking person. This is something really big for them. Yeah, because in Canada, sabi ko nga sa kanila, tinatanong nila ako, you know what? Wag kang parang, how do you call it? Don't get jealous if you see my Facebook post na saan ako nagpunta, nang saya-saya dito. Kasi mahirap din magtrabaho, right?
Ikaw yan. This is you saying, telling people.
Like, you know, you can see like, parang ang saya-saya, pero hindi nyo alam. Like, you have to work hard.
Kayod.
Right? So, maganda lang yung view, pero nakapagod din.
Alam mo ba kung ilang oras ang tulog ko at ilang oras ang trabaho?
Yeah.
That's true. Medyo spoiled din tayo sa Pilipinas pagdating sa sa kayod. Kasi it's also very we're very relaxed.
Yeah.
We're very happy-go-lucky.
Actually, nakakamiss din yung ganun,
Nakakamiss
right?
din minsan.
Yung pag-lunch mo, bababa ka, and then, kain tayo. Dito sa baba,
tas
dito
minsan
yung pwedeng gawin.
Mas marami pa yung chika minsan kaysa sa trabaho.
Dito you can't do that. You can have lunch on your desk, bantay the phone, baka may tatawag, or baka may mag-email sa'yo. In the Philippines, okay lang, kain muna tayo lunch. Balik tayo after 1 hour.
Tapos yung mga, somebody told me in the office, sabi niya, bata pa siya, yung isa sa mga youngest namin staff. Sabi niya, Ate Cherry, totoo ba yung sa mga opisina sa Philippines, meron yung mga naglalako ng lunch?
Oh, yeah.
Kasi dito wala, minsan wala.
That's a good business.
Diba, no? Oo nga actually. Pero, yun yung nakakamiss, no? Yung mga naka-plastic, you know, in the Philippines, in the offices, they still have it, even if there's a lot of restaurants and other, you know,
we
mom
had
and pop
that,
stuff.
like when I was in in Ortigas.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's
they have,
fun.
like,
You have an ate, you have like a
Yes.
manang who's coming with her bag, with like
the different,
yung mga ulam naka-plastic.
pinakbet, ano pa ba yung mga doon? Adobo.
Bibigyan ka na ng papel. Iikot na ng iikot. For the younger generation of Canadians who are living in Canada, this is how it used to go down with your parents if they ever worked in the Philippines. Yeah, this little piece of paper with a menu, no? Or handwritten menu. There's always vegetable. There's ampalaya, there's munggo, there's
rice, of course.
galunggong, there's pinakbet, there's like that. So, orderin mo na para pag lunchtime, mga 10 a.m. umiikot na yung papel Para pagdating ng lunchtime, alam na ni ate, nandiyan na ilalagay na sa lamesa mo.
Dito hindi. So,
Dito hindi. Oo.
mahirap. Tsaka,
Sabi ko nga, ang hirap kumain sa Canada, ba't ganito?
ako ngayon,
Kailangan mong
binabaon ko yung sandwich. Kasi mahirap din mag-open ng food mo. Tapos
Westernized
with
ka na,
other
oo.
colleagues, baka pag-open mo, ano yung
may
amoy na yun?
amoy. That happens to me here in FTV. Because I still make baon my rice and my ulam. Filipino ulam sometimes that really has a stronger smell.
Kasi dati, di ba, may patis pa tayo on the side. Tapos, kompleto talaga, di ba?
Oo.
So, dito, as much as possible, sandwich na lang para hindi masyadong nakakahiya.
Sa bahay ka na lang binagoongan.
Yes.
You got your immigration license in
2016, hold on. 2016, I think.
2016.
Yeah, 16.
So nag-practice ka until
now.
recently. Until now.
Yeah, I'm still doing it. Like,
Oo.
medyo nag-slow down lang ako ngayon kasi
Oo.
I have other...
Pero ang sarap i-consult ni Dearyll. Ibibigyan baka tawagan ka nila para
Oh no!
Hindi na, ang saya-saya niya i-consult. Kasi nakikita mo yung nararamdaman mo kasi yung genuine concern Hindi siya yung lang parang ganito. Kasi there are just factual answers.
Yeah.
Right? But there are answers that and in the midst of she's super busy. Kailan ko lang to kinulit last
December.
And recently lang din for from
yeah.
December. Tapos meron din ako tinanong sa kanya. Even if she's super busy at work, she'll just tell you, I'm busy. Pero sumasagot ka pa rin.
Nagigilty kasi ako
Talaga.
Pag alam kong...
Somebody needs your help.
Exactly. So when someone reaches out to me, like, I know how important that is. So, parang nilalagay ko yung sarili ko sa kanila. So, pag ako nag-text, alam mo yon. So, syempre, gusto ko may sagot, diba? So,
You have the DNA of a public servant
sabi
in
nga
you.
nung kaibigan ko, Dearyll, hindi ka pwedeng yumaman dito sa profession mo kasi hindi ka naniningil ng tama. So, so
Yun ang iyong public servant.
may instance pa na ako nagbayad nung application fee kasi walang credit card yung tao. So, alam mo yun? So, okay lang naman sa akin yun. So, basta lang pag nag-promise ka, di ba?
Siguro kaya meron akong affiliation sa'yo initially. You remind me of my dad so much. Ganyan ang tatay ko. She's a lawyer pero siya yung kabunado na lawyer. Minsan siya pa talaga yung nagbabayad.
Yeah, siguro dahil din yung upbringing ng family. Kasi yung family ko, so parang natuluan kami na parang tumulong. Alam mo yun? So, so I grew up in the South. So, I'm from Kidapawan, North Cotabato. So, very small lang yung community namin before. Tapos kilala namin yung mga kapitbahay. So, syempre, parang pag may narinig kang news, oy, si ganito, so tulungan. Alam mo yun, yan yung bayanihan na type pa noon. So, nasanay kami na gano'n, na parang pag merong isang taong in trouble or kailangan ng tulong, nandun yung automatic siya. Wala kang ibang interest but to help.
So, ganun din yung parents mo?
Yeah, ganun din sila. So ganun yung siguro lumaki ako na nakita ko yun sa mga kaibigan ko rin. And then, sa mga taong tumulong din sa akin. So, dahil doon, parang namumold ka and then nare-realize mo na parang...
That's your world. That's your truth, no?
Yeah. So, though may mga instances na ma-realize mo, parang masyado namang
taking
too much
advantage.
na ito. Oo. So, but then... you question yourself. Parang, ang hirap din naman kung dahil lang dun sa instance na magbabago ka, di ba?
Oo. Totoo yan.
Di ba?
You may need to rebalance because there are some people who will probably take advantage or will be baka too much na rin. Or ikaw rin, sa sarili mo na parang you only have 24 hours a day pag marami kang ginagawa. So, minsan kailangan mong i-check yung sarili mo na parang how much ba talaga can I give? When do I need to recharge and pull back? Di ba?
Yeah, kasi you also have your family, di ba? So, meron ka ring ibang gustong gawin, di ba? So, may ibang clients nagte-text ng madaling araw. Kaya, ang hirap din, di ako mapakali pag hindi ko siya nire-reply.
Ano rin kasi tama ka, buhay nila yun, no? So, parang naiintindihan mo.
Alam mo, yung future nila yun, yung ginagawa mo. So, pag nagtanong sila sa akin, iniisip na nila yung future nila. So, parang yung role mo is parang, paano ko sila matulungan para makuha nila yung gusto nila. Kasi talagang they want to have like a better, future as well. So,
what did your parents used to do? What were their jobs?
My mom, so they rest in peace. So they're both
passed.
So
okay.
So sa bahay lang yung mom ko. Tapos siya nag-alaga sa amin. My dad, so he works with this like electric cooperative back home in North Cotabato. So sa mekaniko siya. So but he was here. Sorry. He was looking after Anton actually.
Okay.
Yeah, during that 2014 I think 2012 until 2014 for 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was there to look after Anton, and that was the time na naka-work kami ni Paulo. So
that
the
was a big
role
help.
of grandparents for younger families, really nakatulong siya para makaipon ka and then para maka-work ka na hindi yung madaling araw na work kasi and then you feel comfortable and safe
na yung anak mo
yung anak mo.
Hirap magtrabaho ng ang caretaker mo, hindi ka sigurado kung mahal ang anak mo.
Exactly. And then yung peace of mind mo na nag-work ka na alam mo yung nag-aalaga ng anak mo is a family member. So yun yung isa sa mga gusto ko rin sa Canada kasi they were, like the government was very accommodating and compassionate in terms of yung inviting parents and grandparents to come here.
So yun ang sinabi mo parang that both of you need to work. And
someone has to be at home to look after the kids.
Buti hindi nila sinabi, daycare mo,
You can do that, but then they don't question your choices. So, yun ang kagandaan dito. They respect
may
your
culture.
you have to tell them
respeto sa culture.
Exactly. So, in our family, we prefer someone related to us for our safety, for the safety of the child, our language, right?
That's
our
true.
culture. So, they will understand. So it's your choice. This is like a free country, you can say. So
Oo.
this is what I like as well.
That's what I'm realizing, no, now that I've been living here for like close to 2 years.
2 years.
And before naman kasi I've been visiting kasi nga my parents were
Mhm.
here. My mom and my sister moved here late 80s pa.
Why didn't you come here like when you were younger? Since they were here.
Visit lang.
Oh, okay.
Visit lang. In fact, high school kasi ako nung nag-move dito yung mom ko tsaka sister ko.
Mm.
So when they moved, my mom was very strict eh. She was stricter than my dad. So nung nag-move siya, high school ako, yun yung time na parang, you're looking for your
Babantay.
identity,
Yeah.
ganyan. So nung umalis yung mom ko, ang saya ko.
Wow, freedom.
Kasi freedom. ang dad ko hindi nag-check ng talagang,
Wow.
like my mom na,
Yeah.
that time wala pa namang cellphone. So
Exactly.
telebabad
And you can
si
always
Cherry
lambing
Pie.
your dad, right?
That's true. Oo, medyo daddy's girl ako eh. So, ang saya ko. So, hindi nga ako bumibisita masyado dito noon. Nung college, I was working na. Doon na yung medyo mas madalas. Oo.
Okay.
Pero hindi pa rin lagi until nung nag-2015, nung nagka-aneurysm yung sister ko who lives here.
Mhm.
And she was like close to death. I left my job. I'm like, kasi sa I was in news eh.
Yeah.
Hindi ka pwedeng mag-absent ng parang longer than 2 days.
Wow.
Pag after that, parang hindi na pwede.
Yeah.
It's just in the culture. Kahit na may leaves ka, walang nagli-leave ng ganun katagal.
Ang
Ako,
hirap
isang
din, no?
buwan ko iniwan.
Yeah.
Kasi nga I was in the ICU. Like,
But-
binabantayan ko yung sister ko.
So it's just like, for example, healthcare. Diba?
Mm-mm.
So
Oh my
kung-
gosh, that aneurysm.
Diba?
Doon mo na, ni 5, walang lumabas sa amin, hindi
Yeah.
ba? Oo.
So in
and then-
Canada, so yun lang yung isang bagay din na nagpapasalamat tayo kasi yung healthcare ng bansa is
isa sa mga wish ko ngayon yun dito na hindi magbago or mag-improve pa.
Mhm.
I mean, let's not move towards a lot of privatization kasi
Yeah.
parang may mga ganung moves na ngayon no,
Yeah.
to take out tsaka ang tagal na rin ng wait minsan sa mga hospital, sa mga ER.
Siguro na-realize
sana
din
hindi
nila
pa
yung
rin.
cost.
Mm.
So, kasi dumadami na rin, di ba? So,
Oo.
syempre, pag dumadami yung tao, tumataas yung demand. So,
Oo,
tumataas yung cost ng
Oo.
service.
Pero
So-
kailangan pa rin, I mean, that's the backbone of
Yeah.
the Canadian
Yeah.
way of life, diba? So,
Yeah.
isa sa mga things na they're very proud of. You know what other thing that I love about Ontario? Driving in Ontario. And I can just say it with,
Wow.
I swear, because I love driving. It
Wow.
clears my mind.
We're totally opposite because I don't want to
talaga?
drive.
Medyo sa Pilipinas, hindi na
Nice.
masaya talaga mag-drive sa Metro Manila. Pero, I've driven in a lot of other countries. Sa Germany, nag-drive ako sa France, sa Prague, kahit sa Japan, sa Singapore, sa Japan, mahirap din mag-drive. Pero, ang Ontario, ang pinakamasarap pag-drivean.
Wow.
That I will make that bold statement. The rules, natatawa yung iba, natatawa kayong mga locals na ang dami yung signs, di ba? Parang lahat, minsan no left, no right, no pedestrian, only bicycle. They're all there in one post. But it makes sense. And I just love the order.
Good for you.
I'm still enjoying that. I'm still on a high.
And the
I don't know.
scenery too, right? So
Yeah,
like especially
for sure.
in fall with the
The
colorful,
fall is beautiful.
the leaves, the
Fall
lakes.
is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Huh?
Beautiful.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Alam mo, yung Kidapawan, napunta ako dyan.
Ganda,
Yun yung-
diba?
Ang ganda.
Nasa foot kami ng Mount Apo.
Oo nga, itatanong ko nga sa'yo kasi I really enjoyed my stay. I was there for coverage. Pero tumagal ako doon. Tapos nagbalik-balik kami doon. And I
Sa
just
city
find
ka
it
na
so
nagstay?
Oo, sa
Yeah,
city lang. And the people are so friendly. They're still
Yeah.
nice and all that. And everything grows. The soil is so rich. The flowers. Kahit yung nandun lang sa gilid ng
Tsaka
mga
hindi yata
bulaklak,
kami
ang gaganda.
nakaka-experience ng typhoon. Yeah, because of
okay.
the Mount Apo.
Oo,
na
may
nagbablock siya.
shield.
I
Oo.
think, yeah. Parang yun yung narinig ko before.
Do you climb? Did you ever?
Oh, we love to hike, but I haven't climbed Mount Apo. Just in Canada. So we go
Oh, okay.
around, like especially summer, diba? So we like hiking.
Mm-mm.
So, but But in the Philippines, hindi ko na-experience. Hanggang Mount Makiling lang ako.
Yung mga pang Holy Week na trekking, mga ganon.
Kasi medyo nakakatakot din. Ayoko payagan ng parents ko.
Oo, may safety concern din talaga.
Kailangan hindi ako magpaalam.
Strict sila?
Siguro pag babae at that time.
Oo.
Siguro naiintindihan mo rin.
Siblings?
4. Ako yung eldest. So I have 2 sisters and then 1 brother. So akong panganay, so medyo strict sila sa panganay. Iba kasi yung standard pag panganay, di ba? So role model ka, dapat hindi ka pasaway, kasi yung mga... So lahat ng mga kapatid ko, mga pasaway silang mga gala. So ako lang yung hindi, kasi panganay nga. So hindi nila ako sinunod. Yeah.
Where are they? Where are your siblings?
My sister is here, our youngest. So she's a PSW, personal support worker. And my brother is in the Philippines as well as my other sister.
Ikaw ang kumuha sa sister mo na nandito?
Ako kumuha. Kinuha ko siyang caregiver for Anton.
Okay.
So ngayon PR na siya. So kasama namin siya dito. My father was supposed to be like nasa PR application na siya stage at that time, but then nagkasakit siya. So we have to surrender yung application niya, gawa nung kanyang condition.
Are you planning to get your 2 other siblings? May plano ba sila?
I have an ongoing, my other sister has an ongoing application as well. So hinihintay ko na lang. Medyo gumagapang yung mga papeles ngayon sa immigration.
Talaga?
Grabe ang backlog nila because of COVID.
Right,
so,
right.
ang tagal. So may
sa
mga
timing din talaga no?
Like may mga 2019, I'm talking about the caregiver program. So mga 2019 applicants na until now they're still waiting. So
I heard about this.
Yeah.
Oo.
So,
na parang nauuna pa yung ibang stream, yung caregiving program, parang may nangyari, nag-stagnate ang mga
it's moving, but it's very
so
slow. Yeah, it's very slow.
Parang nasa news pa yan, may nagreklamo pa na parang wala nang nag-aasikaso dun, walang movement dun sa file niya. Something about the officers are not there anymore. Parang officer number something, parang wala na palang ganong officer pero nakapending dun sa certain officer na yun yung file niya. And I saw that in the news. But
ang galing nila, no? They group together in Facebook and then they share yung updates nila.
Ay,
diba?
ganun na ngayon no?
You have to find ways na makakuha ka ng information. So, get to connect with other applicants as well, which is good. Diba? Kasi magi-gauge mo yung status ng application mo compared kung maghihintay ka lang.
That's true, that's true. At saka may may parang, may mental and emotional help yun na may kausap ka in the same boat.
Kapareho
kasi it can get really...
That's right.
It can get really draining and stressful, no? Applying for these things. And ang laki nga, no? Ang laki nga ng role ng isang immigration consultant in that. No, because it's really their lives. But I'm also curious about like your life now here in Canada. Now that you're fully ingrained and you have a job that you like, that you said it's your dream to work for the government, and then and Anton is doing well, and Paolo is okay with your husband is okay with his life. So how is the Canadian life now? What is a week like for the Gonzales family?
So sabi ko nga, kung meron mang hindi maganda talaga is yung weather. When it's winter, it's just crazy. Kasi nga, di ba, hindi ka makalabas. Kung yung taong mahilig mag-hike, mahilig lumakwatsa. So, ang lamig, at sobrang lamig talaga. So yun lang siya. But the rest, we're good. Like, sabi, si Paolo, he was always teasing me, like, you're already on your retirement stage. Nung umalis ka sa work mo and then nag-self-employment ka, parang retirement activities na yung ginagawa mo. Kasi you can wake up anytime, you know? So, it's just this year na I got this opportunity na feeling ko, maybe this is, there must be a reason behind this. Like, siguro hindi ko pa na-fulfill yung mga nasa listahan ko. Baka ito na yung chance ko na hinahanap ako. And then from there, baka meron lang something na room na pwede kong pasukin na para lalo kong ma-fulfill yung gusto ko talaga. So there may be like hurdles or challenges along the way, but it's probably like an opportunity na wag kang mag-surrender. Kasi part yan na pag very, very difficult and challenging yung situation mo ngayon, ibig sabihin you're being prepared to do more in the next stage. Kasi pag napasa mo yan, ibig sabihin, kayang-kaya mo na yung next. Yeah. So I think it's that na tinitingnan ko always. So, kaya mo to. Fighting.
I'm pausing because that's it's a beautiful perspective.
Yeah.
I think na unang-una, answering that inner call na parang, and you can only do that when you really stop and connect with your own self. Para alam mo kung ano talaga yung, pag sinasabing follow your instincts, it has to be clear
Exactly.
kung ano yung sinasabi ng instincts mo. And you can tap into that when you have a relationship with yourself. When you give yourself time to just be quiet and listen to what your heart, body, and mind is telling you. And yung sinasabi mo nga na parang, retirement ka na, pero may something sa something in your gut or something in your heart that's telling you na. And then parang you will say na, parang magagalit naman siguro si God sa akin kung hindi mo gawin.
Kung hindi ko gawin kasi may lakas pa ako na gawin, na pwede pa akong makatulong. Pero bakit nakahiga lang ako, di ba? Parang sayang naman habang kaya mo pa.
That's true. I used to have conversations with myself na parang, okay na ako dito why do you have to push me to do something harder? But I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking to like my instinct who's pushing me to do things that are very uncomfortable. Na parang, and then when you listen and answer that voice, it always leads you to a good path.
Exactly. Kasi Cherry, I see people like, may mga kilala din kami na, kumbaga, on the retirement stage na rin sila. So, makikita mo rin na parang mawawalan ka ng trabaho, di ba? So parang dapat
wala nang ginagawa.
So pag naglo-look forward ka for retirement, dapat isipin mo rin may iba kang activities, hindi lang yung full shutdown ng buhay mo, di ba? So
in the words of my brother-in-law, nangungulangot na lang ako dito.
Oh my gosh. Di ba? You have to be involved in your community, kunwari sa church, na mag-volunteer ka. So parang nasa stage na tayo ngayon na ganun, na parang dapat yung retirement na iniisip mo, hindi na ako papasok sa work, kundi parang magsuslow down ka lang, but then you're still, nandun ka pa rin sa, yung role mo sa community na tutulong ka. Maraming pwedeng gawin
sayang naman yung alam mo.
Exactly, di ba?
Sayang naman yung napagdaanan mo.
Sabi ko nga, pwede lang sana pro bono lahat di ba? Kaso, magagalit naman sa akin ng CRA. Kasi, kailangan ko maningil. Kasi paano ang GST, HST? Diba? So, it's your contribution to the economy as well. So, kailangan ko rin maningil kahit pa paano. Kasi, paano pag nag-report ako ng income, hindi mo pwedeng pro bono ito. Diba? So, yun iisipin mo. So, pero yun nga lang, wala kang parang, dapat ito ang target. Dapat ito ang ano ko, ito ang kikitain ko. Hindi na masyado sa ganun It's more on parang may natulungan ako. So, ganun. Tapos may mga pinagdadaanan yung mga tao. So, sabi ko nga kung pwede lang i-free ko na lang. Pero hindi pwede Kasi unfair din sa akin. Unfair din sa gobyerno. Alam mo yun?
Yeah, of course.
Right? So,
what other things do you wanna, how do you, like ito nga, retirement, ganyan, di ba? Parang ano pang ibang things na tingin mo you need to do?
Ako, gusto ko lang mag-travel around. At gusto ko makita si Anton na, alam mo yun, na maging successful, makita ko siya na happy siya, makuha niya yung gusto niya. Sabi ko, when you pick a course or a degree in university, pick something na you feel na magiging happy ka sa work na yon. Kasi kami nandito lang. Gusto ko makita yon. Gusto ko makita apo ko, syempre, di ba? So, yun na lang yung mga gusto ko Aside dun sa, of course, kaya makain mo yung gusto mong kainin, mapuntahan mo yung gusto mong puntahan, magawa mo yung gusto mong gawin. Yun lang.
How old is Anton na ba?
He's 14.
14.
So, malapit na yun.
Sabihin ko pa naman, malayo-layo pa.
Excited ako for him, tsaka mag-alaga ng apo ko.
Ang cool sana nating lola, no? Sana.
Yeah, diba?
Sana. Sabi ko kasi I was gonna be a cool mom, pero pagdating doon parang hindi ata.
Parang hindi ata magiging cool pag lola.
No?
Kasi meron kang right to spoil your apples.
Actually,
right?
Problema na ng anak mo yung disciplining kasi.
This is your revenge time.
Tama. So you're not imposing or encouraging any specific field for your son?
May ini-encourage kami, but it's up to him.
Ano? Doctor? Ano?
No. Some related to siguro science and engineering, so more like siguro biomedical engineering.
Oo,
So
oo.
he knows that, and then I showed him like the list of courses, and if he's comfortable.
Why that in particular? For him?
Yung family kasi ni Paolo is they're both doctors in the Philippines. And Anton also loves science.
Oh.
So, gustong-gusto niya yung
pwede nga
science.
if he loves the
And then
sciences.
he also like math. So I think it's a good combination. And I also told him like, I know like you're very lucky. So when you go to university and you get a job, so if you feel like you have already financially stable, what you can do is you can help. That's what I'm telling him. So your drive there is not to earn more because you already have, like you have money, you have savings and everything. It's not that. So you look for other factors that would make you work every day, which is to help, to share what you learned. Diba? So hindi na yung ganon. Kasi may iba kasi na, ba't pa ako maghihirap? Kasi meron na naman akong alam mo yun, pang tustos na mga gastusin. Pero hindi yan eh. You have to look for something you can, for example, you can contribute to the environment. You can help Earth. You can, right? You can help other people.
Lalo na ngayon, ang daming hinaharap ng generation nila na diba?
So dapat ganun ang drive mo. Hindi yung personal mo. Kasi personal, you are no question. Like, we trust you. You know, like, pinalaki ka namin ng ganyan. So, alam namin kaya mahawakan yun. But, it's more on yung pagtulong, yung social, alam mo yun, responsibility mo sa kapwa mo, sa mundo. Di ba what's happening right now?
Good. Sana may 8 anak kayo para 8 yung maging ganyan ng mindset. But
how I wish.
Did you ever think, when I was younger, I thought I was going to have 7 kids. I wanted to have 7 kids. For some reason, why 7? I don't know. I knew I wanted to have 4 boys and 3 girls. Oh, in the end, I had 2 girls.
Wow.
Well,
I think I have like maybe siguro 3 to 4. But when I gave birth, parang hirap yata.
Diba? Pag
parang hindi ko na
na
kaya.
parang okay na.
Yeah, parang hirap. Tsaka, basta ang hirap. Ayoko namang mag-anak na mag-anak and then hindi mo naman kaya, diba? So gusto ko quality. Kung may anak ako.
Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
Ay, nako.
Diba, Cherry?
Yeah, that's so true. Thank you so much, Dearyll. Oh, hindi mo napansin.
Ang
Patapos
bilis,
na yung
no?
ating 1 hour.
Okay.
But,
are you sure? Wala ka nang na-miss sa questions
hindi,
mo?
Hindi, marami pa. After
Part 2.
After siguro mga 3 months to 6 months,
sure.
pwede ulit.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else?
Thank you.
Anything else
I'm just glad na I get this opportunity to sit down here with you. And I never thought na magkaroon ako ng ganitong chance. Thank you so much for making it like, a reality. Because that was probably one of my wildest dreams na parang hindi yata ako magiging ganon. Because remember when I was in university, I took, my first choice was Broadcom in UP Visayas.
Okay.
Because I just love to, like connect and talk. But then, hindi ko ma-imagine na ako yung subject. Yeah, and thank you for inviting me here. Yeah, thank you, so I appreciate it.
Oy, hindi. Ano talaga, kasi actually, isa yan sa mga ginagawa ng Filipino TV. Parang we try to look for people who are worthy to share their experiences or be on cam. Kasi there are also some like Filipino TV, if you look at it, may makikita ka mga Filipinos who share their talents na parang sabi nila, hindi na magaling na composer, magaling na writer, pero binibigay nila to somebody else who will front what they're making. Yeah. And then, yun ang isang vision ni Philbert, nakilala mo si Philbert. Now, yung mga tao mismo yun ang haharap sa camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
to show those things.
which is
that
good, and
Mm-mm.
you know, it's the real, you know, like picture.
Oo. Ito yung
Yeah.
totoong mga tao who are
Just let me know
responsible
next
for that.
time if you need anything, you need help, whatever. This is, yeah.
But yes, oo. Thank you, Dearyll. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much
Thank you
for
too.
the advice, the immigration advice, and the friendship. No, hindi. Talaga. Yeah, so that concludes another episode of the CHERIE MERCADO podcast. Susunod, makakausap na naman natin ang one other member of the Filipino community here in Canada. In the meantime, be well, not just physically, you know, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Take care of yourself. Until next time, this is CHERIE MERCADO.